Hi, I'm John Venich, and I want to welcome you to Human Resources and Organizational Behavior. This is, I think, the sixth or seventh take that I've tried in making this video. And you know what? If I stumble over some of my words, I stumble over some of my words. It's doing the best I can here. All right. I thought I'd make this video to give you an idea of what my expectations are throughout the semester, share them with you. Please take whatever opportunity you have to share your expectations with me, and I'll do the best I can to make sure I meet them. This is probably the sixth or seventh time that I've taught this particular course in the IMBA program. I really enjoy teaching it, and every semester I walk away having learned a lot more than I really thought I would. I'm sure you'll walk out of the semester having said the same. Couple of things about the semester. First thing about me, I'm very much a what you see is what you get kind of person. And by that I mean, if I say to you on a paper, I'm looking for these four things, that's exactly what I'm looking for. I don't believe in gotchas. I don't believe in trying to put things in there and try and trick you. Very straightforward. So if I say, for example, on your paper, I'm going to grade you on these five things. When you get your paper back, I'm going to list those five things, and you're going to see my feedback on each one of them to let you know how you did. And those guidelines are there, will be there for everything you do. So let's talk a little bit about the semester. The bedrock of the semester, I think, in addition to what you go through in your online work, is the discussion board. And the discussion board is your opportunity to share your thoughts and ideas about the subjects that I post. And even if you want, share a subject of your own. I'll be more than happy to share my thoughts and encourage the other students to do that too. Each week, I expect you to go online, look at the item to be discussed, share your thoughts, add your comments, and comment on the postings of at least three additional students. And that interchange is really helpful because it helps the students to get to know one another and see things from more than just my perspective, but from the perspective of their fellow students. And that's really important. And I think that's where a lot of the learning takes place. I'm going to ask you to keep fairly current on the discussion boards. After a topic has been up for a couple of weeks, it gets stale, and I'll be closing down the discussion board and asking you to move on. So I really want you to keep active with the discussions as they're posted. I know this course is very much a self-paced course, but in order to really be able to participate in the discussion board and get comments from other students, you need to be fairly current in that. All right. So discussions. All right. Journals. One of the things we pride ourselves in Lake Forest is presenting programs that when the semester is over, you walk away and say, you know what, I learned things that I could really use that really help me be better off at the job today or better off at what I do today. And we really try and do that in this particular class. And one of the ways I try to do that is with the journal entries. What is a journal entry? What am I trying to get at? Well, let's say we talk about a particular topic, and one of the topics we're going to talk about during the semester is how individual cultures affect people and their behaviors, and how different people from different cultures behave differently in different situations. Well, I'll expect you to take one of the concepts in your real life and workplace, whatever, look and see it play out. As a result of what you see, try something different, see what the results are, and add what you learned from it. And each one of those things is important. So it gives you an opportunity not to only sit and learn something, but go say, now that I learned it, let me go and try and do it, do something about it that will make me more effective in the world today. And that's what the journal entries are all about. I'm asking you to do two throughout the year, and I want you to be very, very specific in doing it. It's really important. Right? You have a final paper. The final paper, I ask you to go and look at a human resource policy in an organization that you work for or have worked for, if you're currently between occupations, and sit and look and say, okay, I want to change one policy because I think doing so will really help the organization. All right. So what do I expect you to do? I expect you to say, okay, these are what the policies are. This is what I want to change. If I want to change, this is what I would expect to happen, and quantify it, and then say, okay, if this is what will happen and this is how much it'll cost, this is what it'll result in, how much will it cost, and quantify that too. And based on that, do a return on investment. And that's a really, really hard thing to do. Very few human resource people can do that. So what I offer you is, if you're writing a paper and you're down to, really at any point, but more than likely down to the point where you're trying to quantify things, send me your paper. I'll take a look at it and I'll give it a free read. I'll add whatever comments, thoughts, recommendations, try and push you in the right direction, help you in any way that I can. So when you submit a final paper, it really hits the mark. And in some cases, students have taken a paper and submitted it to their organizations and gotten credit for coming up with a really good idea because it's put in a way that business people and organizations understand them and say, okay, yeah, this person really thought about not only what the impact is, but what the cost is going to be, and bottom line, how it affects our particular organization. Once a week, be providing your feedback. I usually tend to do it on Wednesday morning. In the feedback, I will let you know how you're doing on the discussion board beyond simply that you answered questions. I'll be talking about the online questions. I read all of them in the online questions in the postings and let you know what I think about what your responses were. Sometimes I may ask you a question. Sometimes I may say, wow, I can't believe you really nailed that. Sometimes I may make recommendations on how you would want to think about that particular question in a little different way. And then some general comments about how you're doing throughout the semester. The first feedback you'll get will be next Wednesday. It'll be based on what you do during the first week. So you can look forward to that. And if you have any questions, if you have any thoughts, you have any comments, give me a call, send me an email message. That's why I'm here. I respond to them. One way or another, I'll get back to you within 24 hours. Which leads me to the final thing, and that's my availability. I tend to not have office hours because they don't always necessarily work to students' advantage. But I'm here. You have my phone number. You have my email address. If you have a question, call me, shoot me an email. Let's go over it. Let's talk about it. Let's see what you think. From time to time, if I think there are some topics that need further explanation, last semester I scheduled a couple of webinars that student participated in. We discussed things. I may make a video like this to share my thoughts on some comments. Throughout the semester, there have been some times where I said, hey, let's explore this. Let me give you some deeper perspective on the subject we're talking to look at them. And so I make videos. But one way or another, let's use these media um, to get in contact with one another and reach out to one another in a more non-traditional way rather than just say, okay, we're going to meet and talk every Wednesday at 7 o'clock, for example. That's about it. I love teaching in Lake Forest because at the end of the semester, students really do walk away um, having learned a lot. And my experience is that the students that I work with tend to be a cut above, and that's something you should all be proud of. So, welcome to 7825. I hope you enjoy the semester as much as other students have. I'm sure you will. If you have any questions, call me, and I'm here. So take care, and until we talk or see each other once again, good luck. Bye bye.